Hi Virgo, Happy New Year and welcome to your monthly reading for January 2024. Thank you as always to everyone who watches, likes, shares, comments on the videos and subscribes to the channel. If you want to book a personal reading, see the description box for info on that. So these are the oracle decks I'm going to be using for today's reading. We're going to start off with a message from goddesses, gods and guardians first of all. The messages as usual are for Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising as well. So let's get your main theme or main message first of all from the oracle deck. What does Virgo, Sun, Moon or Rising need to know for January 2024? Right, so Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising, what do you need to know? That was a nice decisive sort of flyer. Right, we have a DT, expand your consciousness. So it was Aquarius that got this. I think I got mixed up and told, I did Capricorn before your reading and I said in their video, oh, I think Aquarius got this. But no, it's actually, yeah. No, sorry, I told Aquarius that they got the same card, but it wasn't. This one is the one that Aquarius got. So expand your consciousness, but it is similar because it's like transformation, awakening type energy. So let's get your tarot cards out first of all. Just trying to get the blurriness away because that is very annoying. I think it's really annoying to me when I have to edit the videos and then I look and I see shit, it's blurred while I've been reading a message or something. It's really annoying. But so what else does Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising need to know? Let me just see what's on the bottom of the deck for you, Virgo. Okay, you've got this one, Kadesh, sexual wisdom. Okay, I remember one of the readings, I don't know if it was the very first reading I had with this Kadesh card or one of the first readings, and yeah, I'm not shy about sexual stuff, but it felt so awkward. I had to re-record the reading multiple times because I couldn't get through it. It just felt really, I don't know if there were messages coming up that were really sexual and I couldn't cope with it because it was when I first started the channel, but yeah, it felt too awkward. I couldn't do it. But since then I've used it and it's fine. So right, so Virgo, let's get another message or card relating to your theme first of all. Yes, I feel like it needs to be up. So whatever comes out, it needs to be up. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure why. So this could very well be a message to you that you need to expand your consciousness. I mean, we'll see what else comes out. If you've been kind of, not to be harsh, but like if you've had a bit of a closed or narrow mind in relation to something in particular, it's kind of telling you to expand your horizons, or you know, have a beginner mindset possibly, or an open mind about it. So let's look at your energy specifically. If not you, then maybe someone around you actually, but let's see. Or you may be restricted by someone around you. Okay, maybe not with the Two of Swords and the Nine of Wands being there. It's a difficult, it's like a difficult decision to make or a difficult path to choose. You may feel like something is too difficult, so you kind of holding on to what you've already got or what you already know, like the better the devil you know kind of energy. You've got the Four of Pentacles there. So let's look at the external or surrounding energy. External or surrounding energy, the Star. I mean, that does kind of feel like expanding your horizons in a way. It's like faith. It's making me think, how far does your faith go? Okay, that's a really odd, well, not odd, but it just hasn't, I've had it come out as faith, but not in the sense of like, how far does your faith go? How much faith do you have? Right, so past energies. We have the Justice card. Right, current energies. I think the thing I'm getting with that justice card, I had to pause because it's like justice is clearly where you get what you want, isn't it? It's where things can go. It can be balanced, it can be where things go in your favor, but it's almost making me think of, you know, when you want something but you think there's only, because of past experience, like it's the way you've done it before has always worked, like it's always gone in your favor in that particular way. It's kind of moving forward and thinking, oh well, that's the only way it will ever work, when there are a million different ways that you could make something work. Like say if it's your happiness, for example, if you have your heart set on one particular way or thing that will make you happy because that's how it's always been in the past, it could be like now it's like, no, there are other ways to be happy or other things that can make you happy now. I think one example would be, you know, if somebody's gone through a divorce or something, and it's like, well, I was happy married to that person, maybe you separated or something to that effect, and it's like you feel like the only way you'd ever be happy in a relationship again is if it was with that same person. Sometimes it's not even marriage, is it? But it's like, that person is my happiness, that's the only person I can ever be happy with, like I'll never be happy with anyone else again. That's one example. But yeah, you've got the Ten of Cups in the present, which is not a bad energy. It's a bit contradictory, but it's not a bad energy. Potential future energy, we'll see what else comes up. We have the Five of Cups. See, sorry about that. I can hear it's almost like there's someone stomping around in my apartment, but I think it's the neighbours downstairs. I'm not sure how that works when they're downstairs and I can hear them stomping if they were above. Right, so this almost makes me think again. And I'm not saying that this, I mean, for someone this could be about a relationship. It doesn't have to be, but this is an example that's coming to mind. It's almost the energy again where it's like the only way you think you can be happy is with that one person. And then for me, the future energy, if that example was the one I'm going to stick with, it's like fearing that if you lost that person, if they left or whatever, or you split up, then it's like, that's it, my life's over. And I know that sounds like a bit of an exaggeration, but that's the example that's come to mind. So it's like you got what you wanted, you're happy, that's the only way you can be happy. And if that goes, then you're screwed. That's it. There's nothing, no more happiness ever again. Strange energy, and that would be a reason to expand you. Well, I know expand your consciousness goes on to a more spiritual level, but in the terms of day-to-day life, it's like, as I say, it's holding on to what you already have. So guidance, please. Guidance. Try that again. I don't trust that. That didn't feel good. Guidance, please. Right, so we've got the Lovers, we've got the Three of Pentacles. It's a weird, I'm getting, the energy I'm getting from this, it almost feels contradictory in a weird sort of way, but it's like the Lovers, Three of Pentacles, for me, as advice, it's making me think of there are other ways, there are other means, there are other things. Again, if it was referring to your happiness, there's other ways to be happy. There's other people that you could be happy with. There are other choices that could make you happy. There are other things that you can connect with, other people that you can connect with. Yeah, it's a bit of an odd one. So let's read that Aditi message first of all, Virgo. If I can get her to come out. So, expand your consciousness. See the bigger picture the universe is opening up to you. Mother of the endless universe, Aditi is a primordial Hindu goddess who appears often in the Vedas, the earliest Hindu scriptures. Her name means limitless or boundless in Sanskrit. Aditi is the source of all who gave birth to the entire cosmos, including all the gods and goddesses. As celestial mother, she is sometimes represented as a sacred cow nourishing everything on earth with her milk. Also known as Mother Space, she symbolizes the infinite freedom, divine order, and cosmic connection. Look up at the sky, the clouds, the stars, planets, and the endless expanses stretching out in all directions. You're part of a vast, limitless consciousness and a divinely ordered universe. It may be hard to remember this right now as you're consumed with the details, problems, and demands of everyday life. You might feel restricted, confined, or limited by your circumstances. Tickly throat. Maybe you've been spending too much time indoors or listening to inflexible, narrow ideas. Aditi invites you to gaze again upon the sky outside your window. Her expansive energy swirls around your tight forehead, freeing up your mind. You've reached an impasse because you've become closed to alternate options, she says. It's easy to get locked inside your own head. You get stuck in a rut and see only dead ends and foregone conclusions. Open your consciousness, connect with the divine mind, and feel the rich expansiveness. You're not limited in any way, and I'm here to show you the extensive possibilities and plentiful resources that are always available. Widen your perspective, stand up and stretch out your arms to the universe. Be open to unexpected blessings, surprising solutions, and new avenues of understanding. Your guidance from Aditi is to broaden your horizons, mentally, physically, or spiritually. Be curious. Additional meanings: don't take this situation personally. Study philosophy or ancient knowledge systems such as astrology or Ayurveda. Travel or move abroad. I don't know why I said that. Get a second opinion. Develop your connection with spiritual guides. The invocation says, my mind is open and flexible. I'm willing to expand. For someone, there might be a risk here that even if you're all right at present and you've got things in your life that make you happy, even if you feel happy overall, I don't know why this message would come up. It's like there is the potential to kind of become, I don't even know if complacent is the right thing, complacent or stuck in a rut or something, or too comfortable, like a comfort zone. You know, like when we look at the Nine of Pentacles and she's in a comfort zone, and it's like she has everything she needs, but now she's kind of, it's like her growth is stunted. Or she can't expand. You know, like sometimes people give that example of a big fish in a small bowl or something like that. Like you think what you've got is all right, but you could do more, you could have more space. I don't know, it's just a weird, yeah, like there's more for you, but you might be stuck in a certain place, in a certain way of life. And as I say, it might not feel bad, but it's I don't know, it's a weird one, bit of a weird one. Right, let's look at the Four of Pentacles and Seven of Pentacles first of all. Why is that there? Knight of Cups, okay. Ten of Swords. Kind of feel like your reading is going to be a weird, difficult one today. I'm actually using the wrong deck, aren't I? Right, let's start again because I'm using the wrong deck to do this. You got the Knight of Cups and the Ten of Swords first of all. Try that again. Right, it was the Justice card that was there. Yeah, I was meant to use the Gilded Tarot as the clarifier. I mean, looking at the Seven of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles just on its own, it's like assessing what you have. Yeah. Let's see what comes out. So Four of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, part 2, attempt 2. You've got the Four of Swords, the Chariot, the Devil, I have a feeling this reading isn't going to become clear till we get to the bottom row of cards, but let's see. That's too many. Let's try again. So after the Devil we get the Hanged Man. I mean, I am already getting a little bit of limbo energy here because you've got the Four of, yeah, and the candle's just gone out. That is really weird. Okay, I'm just going to take a brief pause. I've just realised what happened there, and that's really funny. I just said I'm getting a bit of limbo energy, and then I had to stop and say I need to take a pause to sort the candle out because the fire went out. And it's not 100% clear here in the way that I'm going to say it, but it's like if things happen in your life, or you live in your life day to day, and you lose your inspiration, your motivation, you lose your fire goes out, your spark goes out, you do kind of have to take a pause, don't you, to assess what's what, you know, what's up, what's missing, what do you have, what do you need, what do you want. So that was just yeah, that was slightly amusing the way that just happened there. Let me just get one more card. Yeah, as I said, I was saying limbo energy, because the Four of Swords, I mean, that is where you literally, it's respite, isn't it? It can be rest, it can be healing. I'm not so much getting healing here. It feels more like a pause. The Chariot, this particular Chariot, the person's looking back. Possibly you could consider it, well, sideways really, but if you wanted to consider it looking back or something, it's looking at what they've already achieved really. But these two sphinxes, yeah, the sphinxes are stationary, like they're not moving. Like in some of the Chariot cards, sometimes they're both running, sometimes one's sitting down, one's up, one's going one way, one's going another. This one is where it's at the point where you're kind of getting ready to go on the journey, you haven't done it yet. And then the hanged man can be a card of limbo, can't it, where you're looking at the different perspectives. Four of Swords again can be a card of contemplation, and Seven of Pentacles can be assessment too. So let's get one more after that. I think I am going to look at the Devil on its own. So you've got the Three of what? This Five of Swords keeps on showing up on the end of the clarifiers for some strange reason. You've got the Three of Wands. You could be aware that there is something else out there for you. It's difficult to tell at this point in time if you're in a place of complacency where it's a weird one. Yeah, I'm not sure if you're in a place of complacency or if you are aware that there could be more out there for you. The only reason I say that is because of that Ten of Cups being in the present. So it's like, well, it looks like you're already happy, but I suppose when I clarify it'll be clear. But Three of Wands, that's like where you know that you could expand. It is expanding your horizons, isn't it? It's different intentions. So yeah, Devil, I mean, that would potentially be what's holding you back if you're in limbo. The Five of Swords could be whatever conflicts there are that are holding you back or preventing you from going in a new direction, expanding, whatever, because maybe you feel that there'll be more conflicts, or maybe there is a specific person or situation holding you back. So let's look at that Devil card. Maybe you feel like you've got no more energy to give, because with that Nine of Wands there, that's your energy specifically. That's someone who's battered and bruised, isn't it? And who's got the energy after that? I mean, obviously you get to the Ten of Wands, and then you get back to the Ace of Wands, and you can start again. But when you're in that Nine of Wands phase, you are barely still standing. All you've got the energy to do is literally stand there and keep breathing. So Devil. Anything else with that Devil card, please? I mean, I would say the Devil, it's, if you feel like there's more out there for you, that there are greater dreams or desires or whatever out there for you, you may be blocked in terms of even knowing what that is, or if you have something in mind, there's definitely something about being held back with the Devil. You know what, another thing that's come into mind, and this is quite an odd one, is, you know, it for people that are God, what example can I give for this? Like thrill seekers, that's one example. So thrill seekers, or people who, oh God, I'm sure there's a specific word for people that jump from relationship to relationship, like they can only do a certain amount of time in a relationship and then they get bored and they have to go into a new one. I feel like there's a word for that and I can't think of what it is, but it's like, because the Devil can be addictions, it's like being addicted to new things, to that feeling, that rush that you get of something new. That is coming to mind as well for some reason. So that might be relevant for someone. And I suppose that would explain the Ten of Cups in the present. If someone is like a thrill seeker out there, it's where it's like, yep, I'm happy now, but yeah, I know I'm gonna need my next hit in a certain amount of time. Anyway, let's continue. Right, so we've got the three. Let's try that again. Three of Swords. There could be fear there. So there could be fear holding you back with the Three of Swords. could be fear of change. That could be one thing that's holding you back, to be honest. I don't know if somebody's experienced pain and that makes them fear change as well. But yeah, I'm getting kind of like a bit of a fear of change. So you may have dreams, but you might fear the change. And you could have a very good reason for that. Like, say if there was an element of financial stability related to it, like you probably feel like, yep, I'm already financially stable, I've got what I need. I don't want to change whatever, like a new job or move somewhere or something like that, because then it's going to mess up my financial stability. That's just one example. Let's look at that Five of Swords. Try that again. That didn't feel good. We've got the Queen of Cups. I mean, that again, I'm getting a bit of a fear of getting hurt vibe, to be honest. Like, maybe fear of being taken advantage of is one possibility. Try that again. I mean, you've got the Seven of Pentacles there. That's the is it worth it card. So there really could be a fear of getting hurt here. For someone, there could be a relationship element, because that would be a thing where you would fear getting hurt. One of the reasons you might fear getting hurt and sort of holding on to where you are and what you're doing now. You might be scared to get into a relationship or commit to a relationship. See, you've got the Five of Pentacles again. Not again, sorry. You've got the Five of Pentacles, which again suggests to me like a fear of getting hurt. You've got the High Priestess. Why is the High Priestess there? I mean, I guess that could be trying to tap into your intuition. But let's see. Or maybe you don't trust your intuition. Or you're worried that your intuition will let you down. You know, if you've been in relationships before where it seemed like the person was absolutely great, but in the end they turned out to be an arsehole that hurt you. And it's like, oh God, I really thought that you could have really tapped into your intuition when you were with that person, and you thought everything was all good. And it's like, after that experience, you're like, my intuition is bullshit. Let's get one for the High Priestess, because that's slightly baffling. So the Magician, there's two ways of it. It can speak of manipulation and it can speak of capability. So as I said, it could be that someone thinks their intuition is trash and they don't trust it potentially. You might feel that you need to hone your skills in terms of your intuition and knowing what's really best for you. That's something that comes up here in certain, not in your whole life, but maybe just in certain situations. Like maybe for some people it could be like everything's cool, but just when it comes to romantic relationships, it always goes to shit. And it's like, yeah, I haven't honed those skills well enough yet. Right, so overall, what am I seeing? Because it feels like a bit of a jumble. As I said, limbo. It's like he's kind of thinking, is it worth it? I've got some degree of security here. Is it worth risking that to do whatever? I'm not sure what 100%. As I said, I've given examples of relationships, if you have any dreams or aspirations, but there might be a fear of getting hurt here for someone. So let's put these back in the deck and we'll look at your energy, the Nine of Wands, Two of Swords. I mean, as I say, yeah, maybe the relationship thing is, I know we talk about expanding your consciousness, but the relationship thing could be a relevant factor here, because Nine of Wands, as I said, it's where you've been battered and bruised. If you've been battered and bruised, it would make it very difficult for you to make certain decisions, wouldn't it? You would be reluctant. Again, going back to relationships, you would be in two minds about getting together with anyone again. Same if you had job experiences where it was like in a specific industry or something, or a specific place where it was really shitty. And you ended up metaphorically wounded, it would be difficult for you to sort of let go and open up and decide to go back into that again. Even health-wise is coming to mind as well. If something happened with your health, people can lose their confidence, can't they? If they've gotten injuries, particular injuries or something. They, like athletes, sometimes they might have a fear of going back into their particular sport or whatever you want to call it, because of fear of getting injured again. But as I say, the key message is that even if you are in a state of limbo or holding on to what you've already got, there is more out there for you. So 9 of Wands, 2 of Swords. I'm surprised the 9 of Pentacles isn't out here, to be honest, because that is like that gilded cage, comfort zone type energy. I mean, the 4 of Pentacles can be that too. We've got 9 of Wands again, so someone really, there really could be a fit. Oh my God, okay. 9 of Wands and 4 of Pentacles. This is your energy specifically. Someone really has a reluctance to open up to something or do something because they've probably been hurt, or you've just not got the energy now. If you've been through a lot, the energy's just not there. Or you're struggling and you don't know how to, I mean, I think I mentioned finances. For someone, you could be struggling financially and you're not sure what to do. Right, we've got the Queen of Cups, Judgment. Okay, so there's the Judgment card for anyone where if there's something you want to try again and it doesn't mean with the same person or exact same situation, but if there's something that you could do again, there's fear and worry there about doing it again because it may have hurt you in the past. We've got the Queen of Cups there. I mean, it's where you emotionally connected to something or want something. You feel like you want something, but again, as I said, that fear of getting hurt could be there with that as well. I might look at that Judgment card on its own. Let's just get one more. Right, opportunity for happiness, but as I say, there's reluctance. There is reluctance there. There's an opportunity for happiness here. Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. And as I say, that could be absolutely anything at all. It could be anything. I mean, let me go back to the book. It just speaks of her expanding your horizons more than anything else, doesn't it? I mean, part of that can be spiritual as well. Yeah, widen your perspective, open your consciousness. Faith, I mentioned faith with that star being there. Right, so what do I want to look at? Judgment. I think I'm just going to look at Judgment and continue on because, as I said, I feel like this might not become particularly clear. This is being held back again, isn't it, with the Devil? Like the details might not become fully clear or more clear until I progress through the reading. Yeah, I feel like there's an opportunity or could be an opportunity here for someone for greater happiness possibly. But there are fears. There's fears there. Let's get one more with that Judgment card. I mean, that feels like it's worry, isn't it? 9 of Swords, fear, worry again. I mean, are you worried about committing to something in particular? For someone here, oh God, okay. Well, not oh God, I don't mean it in that way. Someone could be facing an issue around pregnancy, to be honest. And I don't take that lightly. Like when I say stuff like that, I don't just say things for sensationalism. I'll only say if it really comes up and feels like someone needs to hear it. The Empress is there. The Knight of Pentacles, the way the Knight of Pentacles is looking at the Empress, it is making me wonder if for someone there is something about pregnancy. Someone might be concerned about becoming a parent. Someone may have just found out that they're pregnant, or that their partner's pregnant, and they're concerned about if they can do it or not. Yeah, I can understand how that would terrify someone. I mean, you've got the 10 of Cups there. That shared happiness, it can be about families, can't it? So that might be relevant to someone. But overall, 2 of Swords, 9 of Wands, as I say, an opportunity for happiness or greater happiness, but there's being held back here. Fear of getting hurt. There might be fear of commitment with that Knight of Pentacles as well. Yeah, so I'll leave that there. Let's look at the star. As I said, the star for me, there's a lot about faith with that. And it's an external energy. I mean, it can be about dreams as well, but it might be, I mean, with the expand your consciousness card, it feels like it's more like telling you to have faith, or, yeah, let's see. Or it's kind of encouragement to have faith. Have I actually moved everything? I think I've moved everything, haven't I? Confused myself now. Right, so I think those go there. I'm pretty sure I was clarifying those. We've already done those. We're on the star now. So we've got the 9 of Pentacles, and I mean, that feels like insecurity. That Nine of Pentacles being in reverse, because upright, she has everything she needs, doesn't she? She is secure, she is abundant, she's confident. In reverse, it's the opposite, it's insecurity. But the Star, as I said, is an external energy, is kind of reminding you to have faith. I don't know if that is an actual person that's trying to be encouraging or supporting to you, or if it's just that, like the energy of the universe, as it mentions in this card, like the universe is asking you to trust it. Anything else? Okay, I'm gonna take that. I don't know how this is gonna work, but let's give it a go. Right, so again, as I said, I still think it's encouraging. It's like encouragement from the universe or a person or whoever to have faith, to sort of have faith that you can, if you do choose to pursue this expanded happiness, if we want to refer to it as that, you have the ability to overcome the challenges. You've got the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles there, the King of Cups. I mean, if it's a person, it almost feels like they could be supportive. I don't know, it feels like somebody's parent. So again, I'm getting that vibe. So again, if there's a pregnancy involved, this could represent the people and the parents. Possibly it could represent your parents. I'm also getting the message, if somebody's parents have passed away, it's almost like spiritual encouragement, even from this King of Cups as well. If you feel that you have spirit guides or there are people that have passed away, I get this stuff a lot with Virgo readings, don't I? It's not a joke, obviously, but yeah, I do get this a lot with Virgo readings. Some of the spiritual stuff sometimes where people have passed on. These could represent energies of people like that have passed, that you like. If you are into ancestor worship or anything like that, or if you just pray, even if you're religious and you pray to these people for guidance, or just part of your day-to-day life, they could represent that support. It may be that you need to embody these energies just by yourself. The Queen of Pentacles, very nurturing. She knows what she sees value in. The King of Pentacles, he also has that nurturing energy, but more in the more masculine sense, building, supportive, practically supportive. King of Cups is emotional support as well. But it's also emotional maturity you would need to take on. If it's just you as a representation of one of the energies that you need to take on, it's emotional maturity in order to deal with things, whether it is relating to pregnancy, becoming a parent, or just achieving greater happiness in whatever way that is. Let's just have a quick look at that Seven of Cups. I mean, that is looking at all the perspectives. So if you are kind of in a bit of limbo or stuck in a rut, it's sort of examining how you feel about all of the different aspects of things, or the different options, or yeah. Seven of Cups, let's see. Seven of Wands. I would say one thing it's saying or asking is what's worth fighting for in terms of how you feel about it. Like, I was thinking back to that pregnancy example, but it's such a sensitive issue. I mean, I've said before that there are certain matters that if somebody wanted to pay me to do a reading for them on certain matters, I wouldn't do it. Like, I wouldn't do a reading on someone's health. I've said I wouldn't do a reading because it's just really, health is too fragile to use cards. That's professional. You need professional medical advice for stuff like that. I don't think we should use, for me personally, I don't feel we should use cards for that. Pregnancy is another one where I wouldn't use cards to advise someone on pregnancy. If they wanted to pay me to do a reading on that, whether they're asking me if they're going to get pregnant, how to get pregnant, I just wouldn't. It's just, yeah, I think that's not something I'd want to mess with. But here, I guess if we're going back to that pregnancy thing as an example, it would be asking, if that was the situation you're in, do you feel like it's worth fighting for? Do you feel like it's worth like a pregnancy is worth protecting? You might have practical aspects to it where it's like, but I can't provide financially for a baby, etc., etc. But obviously that is a big decision. If you chose not to go ahead with the pregnancy, you have to live with that, don't you? So, and I don't mean that as a criticism. I mean, obviously whatever decision you make, you're the one that has to kind of live with that decision. How will how do you think you'd feel about that? If you chose to have the child adopted or something instead, would you feel better about that? It's just different questions. Like, as I say, what's worth fighting for? That is a really complex thing to get into. That, as I said, that's one of the things that, yeah, personal readings, I just couldn't do it. Well, I could, but I wouldn't do it because it's just too sensitive and fragile, and yeah. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. So as I say, the star is very much, for me, it feels like it's about faith. It's encouragement that you can achieve the greater happiness you want, or make whatever decision it is that you feel is right for you. But as I said, you may need to embody these sort of mature queen and king energies if it's you yourself, or they can represent other people that can support you as well in making your decision. But faith is really important, and as it said, seeing the bigger picture here as well. So whatever worry you have that's holding you back, see the bigger picture of the whole thing, and the consequences, that sounds a bit harsh, doesn't it? But yeah, let's say consequences. And yeah, that's the only word I can think of at this point of time, the consequences of whatever decision you make. And benefits as well, not just consequences, but benefits long term and as part of the bigger picture. So justice, let's have a look at the justice card as a past energy. As I said, that's where things kind of have been in balance and probably gone in your favor previously. So Ace of Wands. I don't know why this pregnancy stuff is coming up so much, but another example I'm thinking of, at the beginning I was talking about, it's like you might feel that there's only one way of being happy or doing things, is, say if you grew up with the strong belief where you want to, the only way you'll have a child or get pregnant or whatever is if you're married and in a happy marriage and settle down and etc., the traditional way, but then you ended up getting pregnant by accident, for someone that you've got no relationship with, etc. That could be a question where it's sort of saying expand your horizons, consider all the perspectives, etc. Is that the only way that you can have a kid? Or even if it was someone where you can't get pregnant, and adoption is a possibility, it's not for everyone, but it's like, could that work for you? Or is the only way you'd want to have a kid by natural means? Are you kind of limiting yourself? Are you more open? And as I say, it's not a criticism, because adoption isn't for everyone. And I've read an article actually about a person that adopted a child and gave them back. And when you read the title, it's like, how could you do that? That's terrible. But when you read the article, it's like, oh God, yeah, I can understand, because yeah, it's really strange. It's a strange thing. If you are interested in that, you might want to look that up. But it was strange. I actually did sympathize with the person. I mean, I felt sorry for the kid, but the child was quite young, like it was a baby, and I sympathized with the person. I could understand why they gave the baby back. It was really unusual thing to read about, but yeah, it happened. So the Fool, you've got the Fool there. Let's get one more. And you have the Magician. This almost looks to me like kind of almost like a process that you would have been through before to get whatever it was that was right for you at that time. Let's get one for the Justice card. Or maybe there was more certainty in the past, and that's why you were able to achieve that, because there was more certainty, although you've got the Fool there actually. So let's see, why is the Justice card there? Right, you've got the Strength card, the Hermit card. When I see the Strength card and the Hermit card and the Justice card with, sorry, Strength and the Hermit with the Justice card, it speaks of learning lessons. Okay, yeah, it can sometimes be about learning lessons. And then you've got the Magician there, which can be about learning as well. There might be something in the past where you were more motivated, more resilient, more open, possibly, to do new things, and that's why in the past you were able to get what you want and have it in your favor. You were more, you just had more strength in general to go on the path and learn whatever lessons you needed to learn along the way and to commit. And now it's like sometimes it's just age, isn't it, where the things you did in your 20s, in your 40s, you'd just be like, I'm not wasting my time on that. I ain't got time for that. It's too hard. So sometimes it could be something like that. Sometimes it can be that things have just changed again. Sorry, I know this pregnancy thing keeps on coming up. Feel free to share in the comments if you're pregnant. You know, like if you got pregnant in your, say, 25 or something, that's probably like an optimal age to get pregnant, where you've got some degree of security, young, blah, blah, blah. Well, for some. And you might have felt like that was a good time to get pregnant. Maybe you've already had kids, and then now maybe you're 45 or something and you get pregnant again, and it's like, what the hell? I can't do that again now. That's madness. I don't have the energy or the strength to do it now, which that's obviously people do. People manage it. But yeah, it's just the possibilities in the past that you just had more to give. You had more to give to something to make it work. And that's how you ended up getting what you wanted. Right, I'm going to leave that there. Let's get onto the present energy, that Ten of Cups, and see what's going on there. That can happen with people with dating and relationships as well, where obviously when people are younger, they're more into it and they want to do it and go out and put themselves out there. But then people can get to an older stage in life and they're like, you know what, I can't be asked with all of that. I'm not, they just feel like it's not worth it anymore. Right, Ten of Cups. So this is the present energy. Let's see, why is the Ten of Cups there? So you've got the Two of Swords, the Lovers, the Ten of Wands, you've got the Nine of Cups, and you have the Three of Wands. I don't know why I feel like somebody's settling, because the Ten of Cups should, actually this has happened in a Cancer reading, the Ten of Cups should in theory mean that you're happy. But I know there was a Cancer reading I did when I first started the channel, and I think it came up here as their energy, and it felt like a facade of happiness. So I don't know why I feel like someone might be settling where it looks like you're happy, or you've convinced yourself that you're happy, possibly, but you know that there's more out there for you, or you kind of in denial, plus even with the Two of Swords being there and the Three of Wands in reverse at the end. Let's have a look at that Two of Swords. Eight of Pentacles. Right, Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, the Hierophant, and Death. That still feels like settling. That's where probably denial with that as well, possibly denial with that as well. It's where you whatever the effort and energy is being put into, there's stress around it, And as I say, there could be some tradition, like when I gave that example of for someone who for them the only way that they feel that they could have a kid is by being married and settle down and blah blah blah. To do it any other way out of that, out of tradition, is a no for them. And that's just an example. Like it could be anything for you. But it's where somebody, the death card being here, it makes me feel like somebody wants to step outside of whatever tradition is for them or the way they've done things before. As I say, it could be denial of that. It could be contemplating if you can do that or if you should do that, possibly. You've got something here where there is something that you kind of feel connected with, or you want to connect with, or you want that feeling there, that feeling that you get in the lovers. I mean, it can be about choice as well, but that intense, it's just that intense feeling of connection where you really love something, where you're not settling, isn't it? The lovers isn't about settling. But as I say, because you've got that 10 of Wands there, that 10 of Wands, 3 of Wands, 2 of Swords, it feels like settling. It's a bit of a strange energy. You've got the 9 of Cups there, but because it's in between the 10 of Wands and the 3 of Wands, again, I'm also almost getting that facade type energy. I might look at that on its own. Okay, let's look at the lovers. I might have to sub-clarify all of these, to be honest. Let's look at the lovers. Oh, you know what? I didn't really want to say it, but I'm going to have to say it with this Page of Cups coming out. There could be someone out there who, if there's someone out there who's married, you might be struggling in your marriage and feeling like you're not happy where you are. You might have met someone else, to be honest. If you want to stay or go, and I know that's not a pleasant thing to come up, but that it's been coming up and I've tried to push it down. I do this sometimes where certain things, it's just like, nobody wants to hear that, and I do try and push it down, but yeah, the thought keeps on coming through as I'm doing the reading. Because the Page of Cups, it's a new feel. That's like the puppy love sort of feeling, isn't it? It's where it's that playfulness at the beginning of a relationship, it's the newness of it, isn't it? So that it could be that for someone. I mean, I think I've mentioned relationships, fear of getting hurt or something earlier in the reading, but for someone it could be, even if it's just one person, it could be that they're not happy in a marriage that they're already in. Let me get one more for that lovers. I mean, either way, regardless of whether it is about marriage or not, it is about that sense of you want a new feeling, you want to feel happier, you want to feel more fulfilled. The Moon. Anything else? Nope. So you may be keeping that to yourself, or you may be thinking about how you can get that new feeling if you're sort of feeling kind of stuck in a rut, but you're not sure how to expand on your happiness. 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, that makes me think of not sure if it's not about keeping it to yourself, it's how would I even make that work? Right, let's do the 3 of Wands. As I said, it feels like someone's settling. So 3 of Wands. So as I said, 3 of Wands, that can be about, it's where you want your ships to come in. It can be about manifestation, setting intentions. But you need to put the energy out to get what you want. But it looks like it would take courage to do that. So again, it's that settling energy, where it would take courage to get what, because the 10 of Pentacles, it is abundance, but it's physical abundance, it's practical abundance, it's like abundance all round, isn't it, really? It would take courage to do that again, so I can see why someone sort of a bit of in a limbo phase. Let's look at that 9 of Cups, because I feel like that's part of the settling energy, but 8 of Wands, 3 of Swords, Hanged Man. The limbo is back again. So two ways of looking at it for me. Again, it's that fear of getting hurt with that three of swords there. It's like if you try to progress in that direction, there's the concern about getting hurt. Like there's the potential for something to be satisfying, but fear of getting hurt. What was the other thing that was coming up now? It's kind of gone, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's gone now, so there's only one meaning for it, but it's still part of that settling energy for me. Oh, it's satisfaction, personal satisfaction, where, so as I say, the 10 of wands, 2 of swords, 3 of wands in reverse, that's all that settling energy. And the 9 of cups here, it's what would really make you happy, but it feels like a risk, doesn't it? What would give you greater satisfaction? Right, let's move on from that and let's see how else we can progress in this reading, because I get the impression that whoever's watching this reading feels confused. You probably feel like you're in limbo, and you, whatever it is that's going on that you feel like you could be happier with, or however you could expand your happiness or horizons, you may be feeling quite confused about things, to be honest, and uncertain. Let's look at the 5 of Cups. And as I said, I feel like that could be that, again, that fear of getting hurt. I feel like it's more of a projection. I don't necessarily, I mean, to be honest, going back to that whole thing about if someone's struggling in a marriage and they're not 100% happy there and they're contemplating leaving, that could represent some, like, leaving someone behind and them having to get hurt. However, it can be a projection where, again, it's that fear of getting hurt. But let's see what comes. If the devil comes up, it's a fear of getting hurt, to be honest. Although I think the devil's probably somewhere else at this point because he's come out so many times. But let's see what happens. So 5 of Cups. We've got the 4 of Wands. Have to say, Virgo, your readings, I usually find them really, really easy. Like, I just feel like I click with the messages that are coming out. Look, the tower wanted to come out, actually. In fact, did I just pick that up off there? Right, the tower needs to be there. Yeah, I feel like I usually click with the messages. Like, there's no confusion, but this reading is confusing. So as I say, I get the impression you may be, whoever this resonates with, even if it's just one person, it's very confusing. Right, you've got the Death card. You have the 4 of Swords, okay. Let's look at the Tower on its own. Page of Wands, 7 of Wands. Let's look at the Death card on its own. The Star. Six of Cups and the 6 of Swords. Oh God, so a few things are coming out here, to be honest. So right, again, as I said, there is the potential if someone is having issues in a marriage and it's, you can't repair it, there's no coming back from it, somebody could be leaving, because you've got 4 of Wands there, that's a home. You've got the Tower there, that can be a massive change and disruption. Another thing, and you would need time, you and whoever else is involved would need time to recover from that with the 4 of Swords. However, that would be, it sounds cruel to say it this way, that if someone left a marriage, there would be self-love there. Like it's showing self-love to yourself by doing that, like honouring yourself. It sounds completely selfish, but obviously you know the circumstances. I mean, to be honest, with that 9 of Wands there now, it's making me think that if anybody was experiencing anything to do with domestic abuse, that would be one reason to leave a marriage, wouldn't it? So that would definitely be self-honoring and self-love towards yourself. So another message I'm getting from this is, if there's a decision to be made and you don't make the decision, the Tower could step in, because I feel like that Knight of Swords is kind of like, and the 7 of Wands together, it's like holding the truth back, like not telling the truth. But you know, the truth, well, hopefully always comes to light, doesn't it? The truth always comes to light, and the Page of Wands can be a messenger sometimes. So it's almost like if you don't make the decision or follow your heart or whatever it is you need to do, the Tower might step in and make the change for you, and then you have no choice but to transform, but to move on, and follow the path that you're supposed to follow. And hopefully that's not scary to anyone. But those are the few messages that are coming out there. I mean, as I say, again, there is the element that it could potentially be someone's fear of getting hurt. But yeah. Right. Again, I'm going to leave that there, because I don't think there's anything I can add to this without it I mean, it's already ambiguous, so I don't think there's anything else I can add. Let's see if we can get advice that might be helpful to someone. So the advice is the Lovers and the 3 of Pentacles. So the Lovers and the 3 of Pentacles, I mean, as I said, that I've said before, whether it's in this reading or another reading, the Lovers is sometimes a choice, isn't it? It's the choice to make things work better with that 3 of Pentacles. But let's see what comes out for that. Try again. Lovers and the 3 of Pentacles. We have the bloody hell, the Empress is there again, isn't it? The Wheel of Fortune. I mean, for me, seeing the Empress and the Wheel of Fortune together at present, it is kind of like creating something new, so that you're creating a new, for want of a better word, is creating a new destiny for yourself, a new path for yourself. The Wheel of Fortune is massive change, but it's based, as I always say, it's based on your choices. Yes. Do I choose that? No. Okay. Try that again. Right, 7 of Pentacles, Page of Cups. And you've got the Moon there. Let's look at that Moonite zone, because that is obviously, that's what's hidden. The Hierophant. Oh, yeah, I kind of knew that's what it meant, but I didn't say it straight away. The Moon. Again, the Hierophant's there, the 10 of Swords. It's kind of, it's like a hidden, it's like a hidden desire to let go of some way of doing the way that you've done things before, or a tradition or something like that, so that it can work better. Let's look at the Page of Cups, because it's I guess with the Moon, it's what's hidden and it needs to come out, doesn't it? So first and foremost, it's about being honest with yourself and not denying, being in denial of this. And then you can take the action to assess how you want to, what you want to do. Page of Cups, why is that there? Yeah, I was going to say it, but I didn't. It's kind of making me think of, what is this new feeling that you want exactly? Or what is it that you want exactly? You've got the 2 of Pentacles there. Let's see what comes up next. It's kind of like here with that 2 of Pentacles, it's like juggling ideals or life in general, or a way of life, but it's like, what do you really want? Like literally, what do you really, really, really want? If you get really vulnerable with yourself, what is it exactly that you really want? Not based on practicality. And it doesn't mean that you can do it exactly the way you want it or have it exactly the way you want it. But first and foremost, you have to be brutally honest with yourself, radically honest with yourself about what it is exactly that you really want. And maybe you don't know, maybe it's a process of trying to figure that out first and foremost. Let's get one more for that Page of Cups. I have no idea what I'm going to title this reading, to be honest. Yeah, I think this Page of Cups here and the Moon next to each other, and probably the Seven of Pentacles included as advice. For the most part, it's about that radical honesty with yourself about what you really want, what your dream really is, how you want to feel, and what is holding you back from that. And as I said, being honest about if there's any tradition or way of doing things that you want to let go of or need to let go of in order to move forward. Like, what are you holding on to that you need to let go of to move forward? The Empress, as I say, it's just the opportunity to have a new path, a new destiny, but you got to have an open mind about it. I think with that, expand your consciousness and be willing to expand your horizons. That was a lot, Virgo. I have to admit that was a lot. So if you're still with me, well done. And feel free to share your stories. If this resonates, feel free to share your story, because it might make sense. It might help someone else actually leaving your story as well. Let's get you some final advice from the Black Moon Lilith Cosmic Alchemy Oracle. Final advice for Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising, please. Final advice for Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising. You got that one. You have... Whoa, okay, I love that. Liberate your truth. That's the part of the reading that makes the most sense, actually. Liberate your truth. I did speak of radical honesty. This might be the title, because that's the only thing that I can think of at this point. So yeah, Gemini energy, Black Moon Lilith in Gemini, liberate your truth. Yeah, I think that needs to happen. Yeah, I might call the reading Liberate Your Truth to Expand Your Horizons or something, because it was a lot. So it says verbal conflict. I mean, we have seen conflict and stuff in the cards, haven't we? May be on its way, and this oracle card wants to help you speak your truth. When Black Moon Lilith in Gemini shows up, it's time for you to alchemize the shadow limiting your voice. Release attachment around what others say about you. Gemini rules over the voice and communication. You also could have power struggles in your life surrounding how you communicate. This trauma response would come from being silenced as a child. Your voice is your superpower, and understanding this will help you to activate it. Aretha Franklin, whose Black Moon Lilith was in Gemini, lost her mother at 10 years old. She couldn't speak for weeks. She endured so many hardships in her life, including abuse, and it was her voice that brought her out of despair. You may channel your creativity into moodier forms of writing or expression. The meaning of the magical word abracadabra is Hebrew for I will create as I speak. Mercury, Gemini's planetary ruler, is associated with Hermes, the god of knowledge who created alchemy. Your voice is the magic wand you use to create your reality. You can alchemize this shadow into light by speaking your truth. So dark, divine, feminine shadow work. Your words can be polarizing, but that's your path in this lifetime. Don't allow other people's reactions to dim your light. Start a practice each day to set boundaries, speak your truth, and say no when you need to. So the dark, divine, masculine shadow work says you love outspoken people, but they can also trigger you. Understanding how to balance communication in relationships with others is an important lesson. Conflict and arguments may come your way. Don't allow others to suppress your voice. So obviously that speaks a lot, excuse me, about communication with others, and there could be some of that in here. Obviously, if there are relationships involved, that's relevant. I think the first way that you need to liberate your voice and truth is within yourself, first of all, because it looks like there's a lot of internal stuff here. And you got to be honest with yourself first. Before anyone else, you have to be honest with yourself first, and then you can be honest with everyone else. Yeah, as I say, I know it was a complex, a lot of stuff going on in this reading. Hopefully someone took something helpful away from it. Feel free to like, share, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you want a personal reading, see the description box. But again, thank you for watching and Happy New Year.